For less than €10 a month, you can have the most sophisticated training tool for your cycling in your pocket. Join Cycling adapts to you, your availability, intensity, and goals. Get an annual plan through the link down below. Dauphiné, the big boys are back. Let's go. Summer's here. Come on. We've never had. I've been covering the Dauphiné for years, 5 years or something. And we've never had the 3 Tour de France favourites here in good shape. Remco, Jonas, Tadej Pogačar. I don't even care what the stage profile is. There's a hill near the finish. That's all you need to know. It's a flat finish. These two are scheming. They're plotting something up. What are they talking about? Pogačar and Vingegaard. I'm so hyped for this summer. Hopefully the action continues. Israel and Trek were controlling. There's also the GC teams nervous. You see these narrowings, the road furniture, the roundabouts, and these narrowings in particular come before that hill. Visma brings some rouleurs for that purpose. Per Strand-Hagenes, Campenaerts, Valter's sort of the all-rounder as well in the Hungarian Natty Champs jersey. So Trek want Milan sprint. I think Israel want an Ackermann sprint. There were 1 second left at the intermediate sprint. Bonies behind the breakaway of Orsolin and Thierry, but Pollitt takes it from Jorgensen, and then they resettle back into a rhythm of one UAE on the left side, Visma on the right side. Thierry leaves Orsolin behind. We have the first Côte de Buffon, 800 meters, 9% punchy. Ben Healy says, "Thank you, I'm about to have this dance." Sivakov on the wheel, Archie Ryan third wheel, Tullett a bit deeper. Visma maybe caught by surprise. Soler flicks Wellens. Wellens can't hold the wheel of Archie Ryan. Pogačar's in brilliant position. Vingegaard comes around Valter. He senses something's up. Van der Poel's positioned by Gianni Vermeersch on the left-hand side. Schruen's there for Trek, just controlling proceedings. And Archie Ryan, the young Irishman, steps off Healy. Look who's about to have a dig. Tadej Pogačar, 39 k's to go on a sprint stage. Tess Jonas Vingegaard sees how he's going since his absence from racing after Paris-Nice all the way back in March. Trying to get some early answers. Looks around, sees, the familiar sight of the Dane on his wheel. Israel, they were really well represented. Ineos want to go for Axel Laurence or Sam Watson, but attack start going. Healy goes again. Valentin Paris-Prancher in good position. Jorgensen goes, and MVDP closes it. Van der Poel decides to shut it himself. Pogačar's boxed by Tullett and Vingegaard. Sivakov goes on the wheel of Van der Poel, and Trek are losing control here. You don't see him in his one Trek jersey in the first 25. Johnny Milan already slid a lot on that hill. And also, where was Narvaez? Ackermann has an ill-timed mechanical with 30 k's to go. Quickstep get into good position with Enkhorn and Vervaeke, because we're coming up to that important hill. Remco is obviously noticeable from the golden helmet from winning the Olympics last year, and it's with about 6-7 k's to go, that hill crest, but still the breakaway's not caught. If Fred Wright had counter-attacked and gone across after that lull after the first rep, and Pogačar's freelancing, he's not going to trust his team. He's going to go to the Visma train, then he switches off to the Alpecin train. He's moving himself around the peloton, which he's brilliant at. There's almost nobody better in the world. He's a classics rider. He's a Tour of Flanders 2-time winner for a reason. If you can't position, you can't win the Tour of Flanders. And here's that narrowing. You've got to be in position for that roundabout, because look how stretched it is right now. You can't move up very easily. It's single file. Sepp Kuss dive bombs this corner. Per Strand-Hagenes is first. And we see 3-4 Visma jerseys in the front, and Pogačar, and he placed himself in brilliant position. He's following Schurns. Van der Poel's in okay position. But on the left-hand side, Axel Laurence launches it. Lucas Narukar's the EF rider who gets to his wheel. Tullett goes as well. And look at Pogačar. He says, well, if you're going to give me a lead out, I'll follow. Van Gils, I think, one of the Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe riders, has to sit down, and Pogačar goes round him to the gutter side. Jorgensen following Pogačar. Tullett just getting tailed off a little bit, but Laurence maybe went too hard too early. Narukar steps off him. Very, very impressive as this levels out. But where's Vingegaard? He's coming back to the wheel of Van der Poel and Pogačar, and now some really exciting racing kicks off. Narukar's up the road. Jorgensen sees this is an opportunity. He can roll over Van der Poel. Who wants to go to a sprint with Van der Poel? Who wants to go to a sprint with Johnny Milan if he's still there? And Van der Poel doesn't really want to react straight away. But he's like, I guess I have to for the stage win. Remember, Van der Poel just had a scaphoid injury from a crash in the mountain bike. His legs look pretty good to me in this stage, closing a lot of attacks. Pogačar does the rest for Van der Poel, closing on this short downhill as Narukar slows down a bit. But that's not it. Look at it in a single file. It's like 25 riders. Van Gils goes, Tullet goes, and Pogačar reacts on him. So Pogačar's reacting on a lot. We aren't in the mountains. This isn't even a steep hill anymore. They're just racing on flat, slightly uphill roads now at the end of a sprint stage. And here was the surprise of the stage. Jonas Vingegaard drops the hammer on Tadej Pogačar, which I don't think Evenepoel was expecting. We're wondering, where is Evenepoel when this is all happening? Van der Poel reacts, Tullet lets the wheel go, Santi Buitrago, who was really good at the start of the season before he had a crash, I think, he jumps out of the peloton, and these four look like they're gone. Vingegaard's gone 50 kph on the false flat uphill. Pogačar gets back to his wheel. Jorgensen's on the radio saying, you got a gap. And look at Remco. He just got brought back, I think, by Schachmann on the left-hand side. I mean, he's seeing the two GC favourites of this race. Look at the gap they've got. So Remco's positioning wasn't great, but his legs must have been good because he bridges this gap pretty fast when everyone else in this peloton was cooked and no one else goes with him. But for Van der Poel, this is looking really good. Got GC riders, Pogačar's always going to ride, Remco's always going to ride, Santi will ride for his GC position, Trekker got one rider, Bardet's getting countered, and Visma are helping block behind because Vingegaard's up the road, and even Vingegaard's relaying. For Van der Poel's looking perfect, but unfortunately for him, the peloton starts getting closer. Vingegaard skips here. He skips a turn, peloton gets a little bit closer. It looks like they're about to get caught. 2.4 Ks to go. They can almost reach out and touch them. EF are chasing for Naruka, reduced group sprint. Decathlon have got Tranchant there. And now Vingegaard stops pulling altogether. Goes to wheel of Pogačar, 700 meters to go, and Van der Poel's pot committed. He has to go to the line now. He's not going to win the sprint from the group behind. Santi goes to his wheel. Pogačar and Vingegaard weren't going to react, but they have to react on Remco. And so Pogačar goes to the wheel of Remco. Van der Poel has to do like a 700-meter lead out, and unfortunately for him, he gets finessed by the GC boys. The group coming from behind, Jake Stewart for Israel, I think won the group sprint behind, but it was Tadej Pogačar who won the sprint. He rolled over Remco, rolled over Van der Poel. Vingegaard comes second in the sprint, but Pogačar gets the better of Van der Poel and the Dane winning his, millionth race this season and going into the leader's jersey, of course, ahead of Vingegaard, Van der Poel, Evenepoel, then Stewart, Page, Tranchant, Venturini, Thomas, and Penaway. Here's what Pogačar had to say after the race.
I followed the moves on the steep part of the climb, and then Visma was clearly going for the stage win. They were trying with everybody to attack on the top, and fortunately I had good legs and I covered all the attacks. And then even Jonas for the last one, for the cherry on the top, he attacked on the top, and that one was painful, and luckily was downhill almost all the way down and to the finish, so I could recover a bit, and then around 2K to go to prepare for sprint, and it worked.
Probably the most exciting opening stage of the Dauphiné I've ever covered. Hopefully the race continues like this. If it does, we're in for a treat. Check out the Join Cycling link down below, and I'll see you with a recap of stage 2 tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.